Hello, hello. We got the JMs in the chat. Dirty Pirate, Sergeant Stogie, Caleb. Caleb says we're running late, but Stogie has it down here. If it's not 10 to 15 minutes past start time, it's still early. I agree with you there. What's going on, Coop? How we doing?
What's going on, man? I love Stogie always coming to the defense. If Stogie knew that I was going to be on this show, he would have said something different. He would have said, "I can't believe that Coop is making this show run late. This is unacceptable." I'm doing well, man. Doing well. Excited to talk a little hoops, talk a little life, get back into the content game. It's been a little while since we've been on a regular content schedule. So I'm super pumped to be back to a couple times a week, getting in front of the community, hearing and seeing from old members, new members, and all of the above.
Yeah, for sure. Been a little bit of a lull here, as you know, this is always kind of a awkward time of the sports calendar year where you've got football season has ended. Of course, you got NBA going on, just had NBA All-Star game a couple weekends back. But yeah, we're ready to get back into the mix here. We've got our new March Madness game coming up, TOC Madness. We had our town hall yesterday in Discord. So for anybody that did not catch that, we've got the recording live on this very YouTube channel. But before we get all into that, my life's a little different than the last time you guys all saw me, because you've probably seen it by now. Been posting like a madman on the different socials and in Discord. But joining Coop in the dad life here officially. My son is now 1 week old. I feel like a veteran of the game at this point. But yeah, so that's been fun. Been doing some content stuff on that side too, which people have probably seen. I started a new podcast called First Year Dad, where I'm going to be going through and sharing my experience every single week. So I'm having fun with that. Also been getting a little more active on Instagram. So if any of you people out there want to give me a follow on Instagram, it's the same as my Twitter, but with an underscore in the middle. So it's at TJ Lasig, TJ underscore LAESSIG. Just been kind of posting some pics there, sharing some stories. Even made a reel last night. I was like holding the kid in one arm and just messing with my phone, trying to edit videos at the same time. So yeah, I consider myself a proficient multitasker, and now the multitasking has gotten to a whole nother level. Last night I had a men's league hockey game, and then when I got back, I was trying to eat food, watch the little guy, and like listen to the Joey Ingram, Doug Polk podcast. And I looked at it this morning. I got through 3 minutes and 26 seconds of the podcast before I had to pause it and retire. So yeah, it's a busier life, Coop. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, man, life is more busy, but a lot more fun, a lot more entertaining, a lot more unpredictable. Super excited to listen to First Year Dad. For those of you that don't know, TJ and I have been really good friends for a long time. Came to me with this idea, and I was like, I think it's genius. Love to see you posting more. And I think that there's just not enough dad content out there, and you're someone who wants to do that kind of stuff, and I think can really, really take off. It won't be long. I'm in a different office space these days. We got kids flying out all over the place, but it won't be long until you got a little Tykes basketball hoop, hockey. It won't be long until you have all that stuff. So I'm excited for you to build your first kid toy and hear the frustrations of lack of manuals and all those good things. I'm excited for it all.
Oh yeah, I mean that is building things in general, not my thing. More about building, tech things, right? Like let's build websites and fantasy games, but building physical products, I don't know if that's my specialty, but when duty calls, you got to do what you got to do. So yeah, here we go. As Caleb says here, dad influencer. Yeah, taking a little crack at the dad influencer life, but I don't know. Mostly doing it because I think that it's fun and I'm gonna enjoy it, and I think it's cool to have for me and my family and for my kid to see in the future. But also, if I am able to get some traction with it, certainly wouldn't be mad about it. So yeah, you guys can check all of that out. I'll be doing content there, but then also, as Coop alluded to, on the OTM side, we got our new content schedule that we're going to be going with here for at least the next month through the end of the March Madness tournament. So 3 days a week, we're going to be live on this YouTube channel. We got this show today every Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Going to be talking college basketball and TOC Madness. Justin will be joining us on the show next week. And then in 2 weeks on the 19th, prior to the start of the March Madness tournament, we're going to have some guests on. I've got 2 guests lined up so far, probably going to add a couple more. Last year is when I did the Mega Madness 8-hour stream. Don't think I'm going to quite do 8 hours this time, but we'll make it a longer stream for sure. We'll try to get some fun guests on there, talk some hoops, we'll have the brackets at that point. We'll have packs live for the Madness game at that point. So mark your calendars for that. And then we're going to continue to have poker nights every Tuesday where you can win these Madness packs. Tonight's game is live in the Club GG lobby now, starting at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Also doing a full hour to register. So you can register all the way up until 9 o'clock Eastern. Again, we got Madness packs for prizes there. We'll talk about some other contests we have going on where you can win more packs, but sticking to the content from now, I'll then be back tomorrow and every Wednesday at 2 o'clock where we're going to do more of a Top Shot focus show. So we'll talk some Top Shot marketplace, OTM hoops, fast break, whatever's going on in the Top Shot and NBA streets. And on all these shows, we're of course going to be doing a wheel spin for a giveaway pack for those that are in chat. Maybe find another way to do some giveaways for people that aren't able to make the stream live. Saw our buddy Vertigo, certainly fair point that you can't win the giveaways if you have a job like a teacher where you can't be live here. But for Coop and I, it's also, a little more conducive to our lives to do the shows during our working hours and not at night. But yeah, so we got that going on. And then Friday afternoons, 3 p.m. Eastern time, Coop is going to be hosting the Jolly Vibes Only Happy Hour show. I think I'm going to be joining him this week. I'm probably going to be like game time decision week to week on those, but Coop's going to be taking it down every time there. We'll have some giveaways, all that good stuff. So there you have it. Content show live on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, every single week for at least the next kind of 4 or 5 weeks here.
Bring me some ideas, man. Bring me some ideas. What do you guys want to talk about on Fridays? It's open book, man. Open book. Happy to talk about NFTs. Happy to talk about crypto, beginning of the bull market. Happy to talk about dad life. Happy to talk about literally anything. Bring me some ideas. I have some stuff cooked up. I think the world is changing, man. The world is changing before our eyes. So excited to do a little bit of fun content on Fridays, talk and answer questions, Q&A, that kind of stuff. So bring me some ideas and we'll get into it.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. Crypto to the moon here. Bitcoin, creeping up on 70K, I believe. I think it got up to at least 68K. And, classically, I'm sure everyone says this, but I like very seriously, probably 2 months ago, thought about buying, I literally said to Christina, which I never said, I was like, I would love to, like, my goal would be to be in a position to like buy Liam a whole Bitcoin to have for himself. And I said that when it was at 40K. Did not buy it. Also was not, I'm not hashtag how rich enough to drop a full 40K on a BTC right now. But classically with me, like you could have just bought like 0.1 of one, TJ. You don't have to go all in. But as you know, I'm typically like an all in or all out kind of guy. And I do not personally have a large crypto portfolio right now, but I will say I'm not feeling like crazy FOMO like I used to. I would say feel a lot of that or like worry about it. And I mean, you look at Twitter now, right? All the people are pumping their bags and talking about how rich they're getting and all of that. And I'm not gonna lie, there was definitely a time where I would see that and just like feel this like pit in my stomach of FOMO. And I just don't feel that anymore, which I think is good. And, just kind of speaks a little bit to like where I'm at in life and in my mindset in general. But I do wish I had some, obviously. Everyone wishes that they had more money. But it's also like, I don't know. The posts that you're seeing, people are going to they're going to post when things are going good. And then you're not going to hear a peep from them when things are going bad. And, who knows? Like, for all I know, I could have had stuff and then sold it before it went up. It's just it's a tough game to try to play. And if you're constantly trying to like worry about timing the market or and then it's also like you could buy some and then it goes up, and instead of being happy that what you bought is going up, you're like, oh, I should have bought more. So, anyways,
Underexposed.
I did not
Is
actually
anyone in
expect to go on that
crypto like
tangent. Yeah,
not underexposed? I
yeah,
think everyone ultimately is underexposed. I saw a good tweet from Haralabos. I think that there's a lot of people that to follow that are relatively good and level headed, and then there's obviously what you get in social media, which is kind of tough. So weeding through and feeding through some of that stuff is good. But he was like, I'm 98% exposed, and I'm still feeling underexposed to
I
crypto,
actually saw that.
which is just a great tweet, because that's like that's what you hear and that's what you see. But yeah, I mean, fun times, and a bull market and everything up market is obviously much better than what we've had over the course of the last 2 years or so. So I think people are coming back, and if you believe in it, hold it, man. Try to hold on to it. I'm always classically getting out at the wrong times and never near the Pico top and things like that. But of course, you got to just kind of take your learning lessons from the past. Those of us that have been around Top Shot, we've seen some crazy things. And everyone, I think, that is been exposed to Top Shot and got into NFTs early probably has some relatively decent sized regrets. And if you don't, like, awesome, you did fantastic. Maybe you learned from the ICO craze or the crypto craze of 10 years ago, and now you have a better understanding of how this stuff works. So it's all about learning, and there will always be more opportunities going forward. So I think it's just a good mindset to have.
For sure, for sure. So, yeah, well, yeah, we should talk a little. We could talk a little more crypto stuff on the Friday show. I think that'll be
Oh
fun
yeah.
because there has been a lot going on there. That worlds thing that you sent me was interesting. We should talk about that on Friday because
Yeah,
that looked
definitely.
pretty damn cool.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah, I feel like at Own the Moment we don't typically like we definitely I would consider us like a Web3 sports kind of company and community, but lean much more heavily on the sports side than the Web3 side. So plenty of other content and people out there that frankly are much more in the weeds on the crypto stuff than we are, but do still, we're still in the mix there, and I at least have a perspective and opinion on all of it, and I still follow all the people. But yeah, I do find it funny to watch the trends of what people are posting about, not only on Twitter, but also this is going to be a different tangent too. But I've seen it on LinkedIn too, where for 2 years there were people that were just posting about Web3 and NFTs and investing in the Web3 VC world and all of that, right? And then definitely an eye opener for me was when once all that stuff started to go down, all of a sudden these same people are posting about AI and now they're AI experts. And I'm like, wait a minute, dude. Like everyone's just kind of full of shit here and just like grifting from one shiny object to the next. So as this bull market goes, I'll be sitting on the sidelines, watching the people that follow the ball when it's hot. And I'm not gonna, comment on it or call people out, but I see what's going on, and I'm just gonna try to, stay my path no matter what, and whatever happens around me happens, and hopefully I get lucky some point along the way.
Yeah, man. I think the coolest thing about our community, what we've fostered at OTM with the Jolly Jokers, is like we're in the mix. We're happy to be in the mix. We don't try to convey that we're experts in spaces that we're not expert. We try to indicate, and that's why I love the community. There's always someone mixing it up. There's always someone asking a question about how do we do this with crypto, or what do people think
Caleb's
about
asking
this?
if I'm subtweeting him there.
Yo, shout out Caleb,
Maybe
man. He's always
accidentally,
sharing this stuff.
man. But hey, I have no ill will towards like it. Makes sense to post about it more when it's good than when it's bad. So if you're doing that, I have no ill will towards it. Do your thing, brother. Do your thing.
Yeah, I think we do a great job as a community at being open minded, trying to think about what could be next, and not. I said this in Discord, and shout out Andy, shout out some other people that were like, "Hey, man, that was kind of half hearted. There was a new person trying to join the community," and I think part of what we've built is a collection of 2,000 people that all have relatively similar interests or are all here for one reason or another. And when you have the power of 2,000, one brain versus 2,000 brains is never, ever, ever going to compete. So share your opinion, share your thoughts. People that are willing to share wins and losses ultimately help people get informed on, where they did well, how they did well, where they might have made mistakes. So I'm excited, man. Whenever we gear up to hit the next level in crypto or find the next new thing in sports and tech, I know that our community is going to be pretty damn close to the beginning. And like I said, there's always going to be opportunities. There's opportunities every single day that exist. It's about finding the right groups, exploring the things that interest you. There's always someone else out there doing better. There's always someone else out there doing worse. And in the world of social media that we live in today, it's pretty hard to keep that in mind, because when things are good, all you see is good. When things are bad, you either see nothing or mostly only bad stuff. So, stay informed, stay in your lane, do what makes sense to you. Feel free to take some risks, and sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't.
Words to live by right there. Love it. All right, let's talk some madness here. For anybody that did not attend the town hall yesterday, we're going to just quickly walk through the TOC Madness game that is coming up. Brand new format here. Last year we had our TOC Madness kind of bracket style format. Thought that was a lot of fun, but we noticed that the TOC playoff contest that we had really drove a ton of engagement from the community, and was really kind of a fun, like, week over week build where every week you're able to rip packs. And I mean, one of the things that I feel like I've learned above all else is people just like to rip packs, myself included. I mean, ripping packs is fun. And so in this version of the game, rather than only having the opportunity to rip packs one time before the tournament starts, every single weekend prior to that, there's going to be new packs available, which is going to be super fun. And then also a new kind of spin on the scoring and how the cards work. So I'm actually going to skip right over to here. So in TOC, for those of you that are familiar there, we go with the team and position combination. So you have the Kansas City wide receiver where you score points for all of the Kansas City wide receivers. Rather than going that direction for March Madness, we have taken a different direction that I think is going to be really fun and also kind of simplify the game and the understanding. Rather than having positions for each team, we are going to have stat categories. 4 different stat categories: points, rebounds, assists, and then defense, which counts for blocks plus steals. And then the 5th is a hero card, which there's no rare cards here. So you can use the same cards in the hero as in a stat category, but the hero card does get a 1.25x boost on scoring, which also then just creates so many more possible combinations for what your lineup can look like, and should hopefully reduce the amount of overlap and ties that happen. One of the things, especially as we get later into the tournament, and one of the things that we saw with the NFL playoffs, is that as the teams get fewer and fewer, the cards available get fewer and fewer. And so you start to see a lot of overlap where people are playing the exact same lineup. And then as a result, the serials come in as a tiebreaker. We want serials to have an impact on the game for sure, and that will still be the tiebreaker. But you don't want to, I don't know, in my opinion, it's not the best game if 20 people have the same exact lineup and then, you enter it and you know that you can't win because you don't have the lowest serial. So hopefully with this format, it reduces that. And then also it's just going to make it easier to kind of sweat the games and understand what's going on, especially when it comes to college basketball. I think a lot of people aren't too familiar with the teams in general, and definitely aren't too familiar with the players within the teams, right? So, I could be watching Duke, and if we did positions and I had the Duke small forward card, I see some guy make 2 3-pointers, and I'm like, okay, but what position is he, right? Is that dude a small forward, a power forward, a shooting guard? Like, I don't even know if that's good or bad for me. And so on the flip side, if I have the Duke rebound card, it's very clear to me when I'm watching the game, oh, Duke just got a rebound. Awesome. That's good for me. I just scored points. So I think that it makes it easier from a gameplay standpoint, and also makes it easier and more fun from a sweat perspective as we're watching the games. And really, when it comes to March Madness, I mean, that's what it's for, right? It's one of the best sweats in sports. People will still, I'm sure, have their regular bracket pools, which is great. In this game, like I said, we are going to have different contests every single week. So let me scroll on back to here. There's going to be, as we can see right here, 3 contests where you can use your cards for each weekend. So the first weekend is going to be the round of 64 plus the round of 32. That will be one contest. Certainly, still, the most important part is you want to pick cards from teams that are going to win their first game, right? Because some teams are going to have 2 games in that first weekend. Other teams that lose are only going to have 1 game. So you need to have teams that win the game. So that's still a part of it. But also, how many times do you do a bracket and like it's Friday afternoon and you're already dead, right? You got a 3 seed that you picked as like a semi sleeper to go to the final 4 and they lost. And you're like, well, okay. That was fun day and a half. With this, even if the first weekend you don't do so well, you still come back the next weekend. We have the second round contest where it's the Sweet 16 plus the Elite 8. There's going to be new packs available that week, just like we had in the TOC playoff game. There's going to be an exchange system where you can exchange any 5 cards for a fresh pack. That can also be used before the first round too, right? So if you pull some packs and you have 16, 15, 14 seeds, you could certainly play them in your lineup if you want, but if you don't want to, you have the ability to exchange them and then get a discounted pack for 99 gold instead of 250 gold. So really excited about the format overall. I'll touch on the scoring system real quick here. So points, 1 fantasy point per point scored. Rebounds, 2 fantasy points per rebound. Assists, 5 fantasy points per assist. And then defense, which is blocks and steals, 7 fantasy points per each. We designed this in a way where the kind of average or median score of each is pretty in line. Neil's been checking out the numbers, and I actually asked him yesterday. We were driving to our hockey game. I was like, "Is there, like, to me, one of my thoughts was like, is points just an automatic the best one? You always want to play points in the hero card." And he said, "No, like assists, rebounds can always
Let's
very often outscore." Yeah.
let's ask the chat here. I got a good little trivia question. So with this scoring method here, chat, points 1 fantasy point, rebounds 2 fantasy points, assists 5, and then defense, blocks and steals together at 7 fantasy points a pop. What do you guys think is the highest average of this? Let's say I have top 300 highest average points scored. Which category is the highest? I'm interested to see what you all think in chat. Interested what you think also, TJ. What do you think? What do you think the highest is? Let's get some answers rolling in here.
Let's see what chat says. I mean,
Couple assists.
my thought would be that points is probably the most like consistent, but does not have the most upside. I think assists seems like it would have a good chance to have the most upside with the 5-pointer there. Blocks plus steals has to be the most volatile, right? Because you I'm sure you can go through games where you don't get many points at all, but with the 7 points per, like there's probably the potential for a massive ceiling on that one. Yeah, I feel like I'd go with assists, but it's
all right. So let's
I'm not
talk.
sure.
Let's talk ceilings and floors. Now this is statistically by player, so I haven't got it down to the team level yet, and I'll get into a little bit of this as well. But one of the most unique things about this game is, and one of the most unique things about fantasy sports in general is, and TJ can certainly attest to this, back in the DFS days before DFS was massively popular. There were way more edges. When there's lack of data, when there's lack of content, there is way more edges to be had. And that's what makes me so excited about TOC Madness, because there certainly is edge to be had. How available is data? I think it's generally relatively available, but how much work are people going to do it? So, that's the question mark. But Okay, so I went through, pulled top 300 across top 300 players and their scoring averages across this whole season for each stat category. So the number one scorer in the country scores 24.5 points a game. The number 300 scorer in the country scores 14.85 points. It's 14.8 points a game. So, like you said, there's maybe a higher ceiling in a given game for points, and the spread is much less volatile. So definitely a better floor play on points. But if you just do averages of the 300s, points come out to 17.1 points. So that's points times one, essentially just 1 point per. Assists, the top assist leader on a assists per game basis is 7.6 assists per game. The bottom number 300 is 3.2 assists per game. And, that's a pretty tight spread as well. That puts us at 21.1 on average in terms of scoring from an assist standpoint, 5 fantasy points per given assist. So on average, you're getting 21.1 points there from those players. Rebounds is the next category I looked at. The top rebounder in the country on a per game basis gets about 12.7 rebounds per game. The bottom 300, number 300 gets 6.2. And then at 2 points per, that's 15.2 points on average. And then the big one where there's a ton of volatility, blocks and steals. And the reason why this has the most volatility is because it's very difficult to get blocks and steals. It's very easy to end a game with 0. Therefore, you get 0 points, which is why it has the highest multiplier. The number one player in the country gets 3.9 blocks per game. The number 300 gets 0.9 blocks per game. And there is quite a few 100 plus players at 1 or 1.1 or 1.2 blocks per game. So very easily could be getting 0 blocks in a given game. So that comes out to 9.7 on the block side of things. And then on steals, 3.4 steals per game. Arturo Dean from FIU at the top and number one. And then at the bottom, 1.4. So very easily could have multiple games with no steals. So therefore, the 1.7 average gives you 11.9. So combined, actually, on averages, defense just edges out rebounds at 21.6 points per game. But when you think about defense and assists, obviously a much bigger volatile outcome on the defensive end versus assists are simply going to happen. So I think chat was pretty spot on there. Dirty Pirate, Mark Mihalik right away on assists. I think assists is going to be one of the most important cards in the game. And you got to start thinking about how you're going to play that hero card. What is going to happen with that hero card, how that 1.25x scoring is going to change if someone does in fact play that defense card where one game they go crazy, get 5 or 6 blocks. I think you could see some crazy outcomes. So just doing a little bit of details and some digging in the data. I'm not Mr. Herzig, and we're gonna have Justin.
To say, wow, who had on their bingo card that Coop comes on the stream at 2:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday and just drops like mad data on the people? Let's go. Love to see it.
Yeah. So, for those of you that are out there, I might have to get this into a Google Sheet that's in a shareable format so that we can get some information out there. As soon as I said that, Stogie instantly was screaming into his computer. Absolutely not. So, we'll see if we can get this data shareable and see what happens.
Caleb got so bored that he tweeted at me, losing lots of money today in crypto. Tweeting this just for at TJ Lasig. Sorry that you're losing money today, Caleb. Maybe, but I appreciate that you're tweeting about it, whether you win money or lose money. You're an equal opportunity crypto gains and losses tweeter. Love to see it. I did see a question from Caleb here about the cards carrying over from contest to contest. They do. So there's only one set of cards sans this warm-up contest, which we'll talk about. But once we're only talking about the main contest right now. How it will work is that after Selection Sunday, we will then know the 64 teams that are taking place in the tournament. And then packs will go up for sale. In those packs, you will have the chance to get cards from any of those 64 teams. And then once you own the cards, Those are the cards for the entire rest of the tournament. They can be used in 3 contests. So it's definitely beneficial to have the cards from the teams that you think are going to go deeper into the tournament, because then you can use them in multiple contests in each of the different weekends, right? By having a card of a team that makes it to the Sweet 16, now by default, you can use them in at least 2 contests. Whereas if you have a team that loses in the round of 64 or loses in the round of 32, now that card becomes completely useless in the game. It can only be used as an exchange piece to trade in for a new pack. We're also going to have the marketplace, just like we did in TOC. So you can buy packs. Let's actually get into the packs. Look at that. Unintended segue. I'd love to see it. So packs cost. Well, first off, actually, there's going to be starter packs. Just like we had in the TOC game, you can claim your first starter pack for free. That's going to give you 3 cards to get started. Those cards cannot be bought and sold in the marketplace or traded. They can only be used in the contest. They can also be used to exchange down the line. So if you get a starter pack with cards that lose in the first weekend, you can exchange them leading into the second weekend. Or if you get a starter pack and have a 16 seed that you don't want to use, you can use that in exchange. And then we have the base packs, which are going to cost 250 gold, contain 3 random cards. At any time, you can re-roll the pack for 99 gold. And with these base packs, 250 gold cost, 100% of that is going into the prize pool. So the prize pool will be directly a function of how many packs are sold at that 250 gold price point. I mentioned the exchange here. For 99 gold, you can take any 5 cards that you have, including starter and base, exchange them in to receive a new pack. So again, you can do that prior to the first game starting, but more likely this will become common after the first weekend, where there's only going to be 16 teams remaining. So like 75% of the cards are going to not be usable in the following contests. The week 2 packs will then only contain cards from the 16 teams that still remain, which again is exactly the same format that we used during the TOC playoffs. In terms of the prize pool, prior to the first contest starting, the gold from the pack sales will automatically be split evenly among the 3 contests. And then after the first round, packs that are purchased will be split evenly among the final 2 contests. And then after the second round, any packs purchased ahead of the final 4 will all go to that final contest. So the final contest will have the largest prize pool. The second contest will have the second largest. The first contest will have the smallest. So again, definitely a ton of value in having cards that you can end up using in all 3 of those contests, especially when considering the largest prize pool will be coming at the end there. And then final thing, like we said, there will be a TOC Madness marketplace, just like TOC. There's also trading where you can spend 10 gold to make a trade with someone else. And this is the core game and how the March Madness packs will work. All right. We talked through the lineup already. Just you can see that on the screen again here. These will be the packs and the lineups that you create. Unlimited lineups per user is another thing as well. So you can enter as many lineups as you please. Now,
Pop back over there to that just so people that are on the stream here are looking back at this right now. The cards say on them ACC number 2 for Duke, Big 12 number 5 for BYU. That's because we're prepping for the warm-up contest, and we'll get into the details of the warm-up contest when it comes down to the NCAA tournament. That will say region or bracket region and then seed. So you'll see West number 1, West number 12. Ultimately that's what you'll see on the card for the purposes of the conference. For the purpose of the warm-up contest, which TJ will get into in the next slide, we are breaking it down by conference. So you're able to see Duke plays in the ACC. They're the number 2 seed in the ACC tournament that is going to come up. So just so people know that these cards will look a little bit different than the actual NCAA tournament.
Yep. And again, those packs will be available for purchase at 250 gold, but also over the next 2.5 weeks here leading into the start of the tournament, Jolly Joker holders are going to have the opportunity to win themselves some packs through a couple different avenues. So first, we have our daily Jolly Joker gated hoops contest. Those are live right now every single day from now through Tuesday, March 19th. There's going to be 2 contests available there. One that is open to all Jolly Joker holders. So if you hold a Jolly Joker in your account, you can enter this hoops contest. For that contest, the winner will get a TOC Madness pack, which contains the 3 cards. Second place through 10th place will receive a TOC Madness snack pack, which contains 1 random card. And then there's going to be a second contest for anybody that is a member of the Gold Club. And in the Gold Club contest, the first place will again get a TOC Madness pack, and then second place through 5th place will get a TOC Madness snack pack. I think there were only 12 people in the Gold Club contest last night. So if you're in the Gold Club, definitely have a chance to load up on some cards for free ahead of them going on sale. And then, as Coop was alluding to here, we starting next week are going to be having a TOC Madness warm-up contest. And this is going to start with a pack airdrop for all of the Jolly Joker holders based on what tier you are in. We are expecting this to happen on Thursday this week. We will send out another announcement and email and all that good stuff once we have it. We're going to be taking a snapshot tomorrow night at midnight to determine what tier you are in, and then you will get airdropped between 1 and 4 packs accordingly. So if you are in the Jolly Joker tier, which means you hold between 1 and 4, you will get 1 pack. If you are, the numbers are off here, but that's okay.
I didn't give you the updated slide. Yeah. Sorry about that.
If you are in the second tier, which is between 5 and 9, that means you're an all-star, you get 2 packs. If you are in the Hall of Fame, which means you are between 10 and 14, then you get 3 packs. And then if you're in the Gold Club, which means you have 15 plus, or you're a Golden Goat holder, you will get 4 packs there. All of these then will be used in the warm-up contest where the top 200 are going to be winning prizes. The winner is going to get a Jolly Joker and a TOC Madness pack. What was it? First through 25th place is going to get a TOC Madness pack. 26th through 100 is going to get a TOC snack pack and a free reroll. And then 101 through 200 are going to get a TOC snack pack. So we've got 200 packs up for grabs there as a part of this Jolly Joker contest. And we will be sending out a specific comms, email, Discord message, etc. about this on Thursday once the packs are available. If you are a Jolly Joker holder, you'll then be able to go to the website, claim your free packs, and then the contest will lock next Tuesday once all of these conference tournaments starts. We're still finalizing all of the teams that will be included. It's going to be somewhere between like 50 and 60 of the teams. And, really just using this as mainly a way to test the platform, make sure that everything is operating as expected from a scoring standpoint so that we are ready to go for the March Madness game, but also a way for Jolly Joker holders to get a sneak peek of the product, get used to the game, and have a very good chance, I think, to win yourself some extra cards here for those of you that are going to be playing in the warm-up contest.
A lot of perks, man. Excited for March. This makes me pumped up. Excited to see the warm-up contests. Again, warm-up contest. It will just be one contest. So every lineup you submit will last for the duration of the conference championship tournaments. So every lineup will ultimately get cumulative scored through all of next week, basically, all the way from next Tuesday until ultimately Selection Sunday, I think, is when most of the conference tournaments are ending, or maybe the day before Selection Sunday. So that should be a pretty fun contest to just watch, given the cumulative nature of it.
Yep. And then in addition to the airdrop packs for the warm-up contest, you'll also be able to buy additional packs if you want to for just 10 gold. So $1 packs there. You can buy additional ones if you want to rip some more packs, get more of a feel for the game. But then once this contest is over, those cards have nothing to do with the actual game. So those cards will be removed from the collection. There's also not going to be a marketplace for the warm-up contest. You will be able to make free trades for the warm-up contest so people can get into Discord, start to make those trades. We'll, again, one last time, have more of this information coming out on Thursday. Warm-up contest info here. So, I think that covers it all in terms of the Madness tournament. I think that's mostly what we wanted to cover on the show today. If anyone has any questions in chat, definitely let us know. You can also just pop into the Discord ask us questions there. I'm going to be back tomorrow at the same time, 2 p.m. Eastern time, talking a little NBA Top Shot, doing some kind of cleaning out of my collection. I've been looking at that because I got a bunch of these $1 moments that I don't really care about anymore. So I'm trying to kind of develop a strategy for how I want to consolidate and really go after some more of the moments that I'm looking to purchase or complete my 76er sets. I might do a little bit of that on the stream tomorrow. We'll also be talking some OTM hoops, some NBA Top Shot fast break. That stream is already live on this YouTube channel, so you can go ahead over there, set a reminder, and then Coop and likely myself will be back Friday at 3 p.m. And don't forget poker tonight. Poker tonight, top person winner is going to win a TOC Madness pack. Rest of the final table, 2nd through 9th, going to win a snack pack. Tons of opportunity to be racking up TOC Madness cards here over the couple weeks for those that are paying attention. And we'll be back on this show same time next Tuesday. Justin's going to be joining us, and we'll probably get a little more into the strategy. At that point, we will have the conference tournament teams out there, so we'll have a little bit better idea of what teams we want to look at. We will have the packs live. Actually, you know what, Coop? I forgot that I have a pack that I wanted to open. So let's
definitely.
Open a pack and do a giveaway. We got to open a pack and do a giveaway.
Let's do that while you get that set up. If you're out there listening to this, hit that like button for us. Helps us out back in the content game. Trying to get in the mix there from that perspective. So that always helps and is completely free and takes 2 seconds of time. So if you're out there listening, appreciate you. And secondly, you'll probably hear this 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 more times if you're tuning into our content. This is something we're going to hammer for the next week and a half to 2 weeks. There's people out there. Anybody can join this madness contest as well. If you have a group of people that you do a bracket with and want to share with them, like we said, everyone's going to be able to open a starter pack for free. So feel free to spread the word. Always helps us out, and we really appreciate that.
Just got a text from my fiance. OMG, the smelly poop coming out of our son right now. ... So let's make this stream go on a little longer, guys, actually, because, I'm either on this stream working or I'm about to go back to a poopy diaper. So yeah, maybe let's find some other topics to talk about. We can hang out here for another hour for all I know. Hashtag madness in the chat to enter the giveaway here. And look at this. I've got some madness packs in here. These are just test packs for the upcoming conference championship. So this actually has nothing to do with the giveaway. The person who wins the giveaway is going to win a real madness snack pack, which will have a single card in there. But I did want to open this, kind of show you guys the experience. It's very, very, very similar to, let me make sure I'm doing the sound so we can hear the vibes. I just heard some crying from upstairs. So I know I was joking that will make this go longer, but probably actually means it's a perfect time to be shutting it down. But let's open up a little pack here just so you guys can see what it's going to look like.
Let it fly.
We'll pull a winner for the giveaway. That person will win a TOC Madness snack pack. And then we will be going from there. Got the Madness song back by no trouble. I don't want. Boom. Clemson defense. Oh, we got a Joker.
Oh, is that
we were actually just
I haven't seen that.
Neil was saying how he hasn't been able to test the Joker yet because he hasn't gotten a Joker card.
Screenshot.
I love that. I love the purple too. Let's
screenshot it.
Let's go. We certainly ain't re-rolling this pack. I also, super subtle here, but the little dice added to the re-roll, I think is funny.
Let it fly, man. Let it fly.
All right. So, yeah, there we have it. That's the experience there. Just like in TOC, you can re-roll for 99 gold. You get 3 random cards here. They'll show up in your collection. Very familiar UI that anyone that played TOC will know about. And then we've just got our little test contest that we're running tonight in here. Again, same exact UI, all the good stuff that you are used to. Very easily able to switch cards around for people entering multiple lineups. Unlimited entries per user. Really, really pumped about this. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. I think it's super creative and a different way to experience March Madness. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love brackets, and I'll be doing a bracket for sure. But
We might have more on brackets as well.
yeah,
We might
we
have a
might
little
have
more
more on
on
brackets as well.
brackets.
All right, only 10 people are in this giveaway. Anyone out there? We got it looks like 17 people watching. So if you are out there and have not yet entered the giveaway, make sure you pop in the chat with a hashtag madness, and we are going to be running this for the winner of a TOC Madness snack pack. And then we're going to be getting on out of here. Make sure you're giving Coop a follow on X at The Real Coop. Make sure you're giving me a follow at TJ Lasig. Hit me up on the Instagram as well if you want to see my dad's stuff. Give me a follow on the First Year Dad podcast, available on all podcast platforms. Good luck.
I think everyone's in the Discord, but Discord link in the description of the video here.
Yep.
Jump in there. If you win this and you're not in there, you'll want to be in there to open up a ticket. We'll get this over to you. Caleb called it.
Troll. Troll lo 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 lo.
What do you
no
think,
winners.
chat? Should we let Justin play this game? What do you think, chat? He's dying to play. He is absolutely dying to play. Should we let Justin play?
All right. Well, we will honor this giveaway to Justin. We'll give him a snack pack, but we'll also draw again for a second winner. And it's going to be Steve Bedell. Congratulations, Steve. Make sure you DM Coop in Discord. He'll get you all set up so that once the packs are live, we hit you with your snack pack so you can start stacking up them cards for TOC Madness. Coop, any final words before we head on out of here?
No, a lot more coming. Super pumped, like I said, to be back in the content game. So TJ will see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you on Friday. Justin will be back next week with more strategy talk, more numbers talk, more takes, everything you want, and more from us every single week up until March Madness hits. So all the way through March. And if you're out there listening, we appreciate you a ton. So thanks for hanging out, and see you guys all soon.
Yes, yes, yes. Every Tuesday, 2 p.m., this very channel. Wednesday, 2 p.m., this very channel. Friday, 3 p.m., Jolly Vibes with Coop. Don't forget, we got poker this evening, 8 p.m. in the Club GG app. Until then, see y'all next time. Peace.